Hello, hello, hello. There we go, there we go. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, there we go. Things are a little, oh, wait, okay, we're good there. We're good there. Overhead, okay, we're good there. Okay, okay. Okay, there we go. It's just a little headache. Just a little headache. There we go. Okay. So the other night I was messing around. I was trying to get some, I had an issue with my desktop getting access to my Unraid shares. And I thought I had it set up right, but one of them wasn't working and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. So I've been ignoring it. I finally figured out what was wrong. When I built my Unraid server, I set up one of my shares and I called it Nero 3D, which is the share that I use for storing all my channel stuff on, right? Because at the time Nero 3D was the main branding. The problem was I didn't realize it was a problem at the time that it's Nero space 3D. So in Linux, trying to find something with a space, oh no, Linux don't like that. So I had to rename my server share to just Nero 3D, which isn't a big problem because the only thing that accesses the servers for that kind of stuff is OBS. So all my links to everything on that server that only OBS really pull from are broken now. So I have to set them all up. That's why the intro doesn't have anything, because it's trying to pull a file that doesn't exist, or it's the link, the pathing is different. So yeah, I was like going live and I'm like, why is it not working? Where is the thing? Why can't I find it? And it's like, oh, there it is. So yeah. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? What is all exciting? It is Friday. I hope everyone's having a good Friday. I hope everyone's excited for the weekend. Is anyone else living in Silent Hill right now? I'm living in Silent Hill right now. It has been unbelievably foggy the last, like, all week. All week has been nothing but fog. So now I know what the folks that like go to Silent Hill feel like, because it has been crazy foggy the past week. Pretending to work, that's always good. Why pretend to work when you can... No, actually pretending to work is a better outcome. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. There we go. Wait, I want to make a joke. 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 1 second here. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to do this for one. Okay, 1 second. I got to do this. Let me see if I can do this right. Let me see if I can do this right. Dang it. This ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. Wait. I want to do this really quickly. 1 second. Wait for the super chat to go away. Hey, Andrew. Cheers for the $5 Friday fund. Okay, 1 second. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Okay. Okay. File, save. Yeah, save that to desktop. Okay. Screenshot. Okay. There we go. Okay, are you ready? Let me be clear. Funny joke. There we go. Okay. That is the type of content you come here for. That is the type of content you subscribe to this channel for. That is why you're all here today, for amazing content such as this. Also, we are going to build a printer today. We are going to start building a printer today. We're going to start building the LDO Micron Plus. So first things first, I want to give a shout out to LDO Motors for providing the kit for this build series. They provided the kit for this build series, and they actually also provided the filament that we use for printing the parts. So we have all the parts here are printed in a wonderful mix of LDO Midnight Blue ABS. Or, yeah, and then we also have LDO, or actually it's industrial blue, I think. Actually, it's industrial blue. And then LDO Plum Pink, because it's bright. TTY 3DP, $5, cheap and appreciated. It's my birthday. Don't worry about saying the year today. I've been watching for years. Everyone in chat at TTY 3DP, wish them a happy birthday. If you expect me to jump out of a cake like Marilyn Monroe and dance for you, well, guess what's coming up soon? The cake is in the oven right now. The weekend is coming. The weekend is coming. It has been like crazy windy out. If the stream goes down, it's probably my power flickering, because it has been stupidly windy today. Like crazy windy all day. Like I can hear it and it's annoying. Also, if you're wondering how this guy came out, here's how the print that we started on the Tuesday stream. Here's that multicolor little chameleon guy, little lizard. Look at his beans. Look at those beans. Yeah, this came out really good. Zero interventions with it. Although we do have to sort out the poop. The poop is a problem. The poop is a problem. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, so my poop bucket has been overflowing with poop, which is not good. So yeah, that's something we're gonna have to sort out. But that's a problem for future Taylor. I don't envy that guy. Okay, so I'm going to need somewhere to put all of the stuff we're gonna need for this build series. So let me move some stuff here, make a little room, and then we will get this movable feast underway. I love saying that line. I don't know why. It's like, for some reason, Jurassic Park, The Lost World Jurassic Park is like one of those stupid formative movies that I saw at a point in my life where it just like stuck in my subconscious psyche. And now quotes from that movie, just like that stupid movable feast quote, has been stuck in my psyche my entire life. So, have you seen ice hockey? Freaking, yeah, I mean, well, I'll take silver. Like, let's be honest. If you always win gold, it's not as, sometimes you have to taste silver to enjoy gold that much more. So, it is what it is. Is what it is. Is what it is. So you're gonna go right there, and now I can take all the stuff. Ooh, there we go. Gonna need my building mat. Let's actually get the Micron printer kit hub. Came late, just catching up, but you didn't miss too much. Download the manual for the Micron. Yep, the poop runneth over. Okay, so I'm assuming the first thing we're doing is building the frame. Yeah. So let's get our wonderfully flat surface to build this on. Oh my God, it's covered in spatters. Eek. Yeah, the goose belt is something I have looked into. Right now, it's more just getting the VVD up and running and doing some testing on it than that other stuff. Get it up, get it working, and then move on to fiddling with shit. So if you're wondering what this is one of those keep it in your back pocket as a tip for the future kind of things. This is an offcut of quartz. It's not granite. Granite's expensive. And granite is actually kind of a pain in the butt to work with because granite absorbs oils. And it's more expensive. For what we're doing, this is called good enough. So go down to your local like countertop store, you know, places that do countertops. Usually you know where they are because they have like a rack of rock outside. And just be like, hey, do you have any offcuts I can purchase? Or, you know, if you're lucky, sometimes they'll give them to you for free. This was like a sink. You could tell this is like an offcut for a sink. The reason you get this is because this is probably flatter than anything you have in your house. Flatter than any like normal, you know, work surface. And it was like 20 bucks. So yeah, it's not a granite layout table, right? But it's flat enough for building printer frames on. So that's kind of the idea here. Also, I've printed all those recommended thingamabobbers that somebody recommended me to print. So hopefully I printed all the ones I needed. I'm gonna leave them on the printer bed there because there's a lot of them, but I printed all these guys. I got all that printed. Don't take it for granted, it's quartz. Ha 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 ha. Don't think we need AA grade. Yeah. Thick shirt. It's a Pay Money Wobby shirt, the brand risk one. It's funny, like 2 or 3 years ago, I made the conscious choice to stop buying shirts from like companies and like buy shirts from creators I watch. And it's actually, I like it. I'd rather, like, if I'm gonna spend $30 on a shirt, I'd rather spend $30 on a shirt that part of that goes to support a creator I like than like freaking Aeropostale or something like that. So like literally my entire wardrobe is, you can either buy it at Costco or it's like some branding thing from like a creator or something, or a YouTube channel or something like that. I got a bunch of LTT merch and whatnot. If I'm gonna spend $30, I'd rather, you know, I don't care about, you know, Abercrombie and Fitch getting more money. I don't care about that. So, okay. So sort your lengths of extrusions. Okay, let's get this all sorted out. So while I'm playing around with my metal sticks here, every stream we give away a spool of polymaker filament. So link in the video description, enter for your chance down there. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And again, shout out to LDO Motors. They provided the kit used for this build series. If you are interested in building one of these for yourself, I don't have a direct link to any LDO reseller directly, but they do have a link on their website. And you can purchase it wherever fine LDO products are sold. So if you're in like America, you got Fabrico, West 3D, Canada, I think Sparta 3D is the official one. So just kind of, you're gonna have to do a little looking around, but you will find who the resellers are. Okay, do I have extra ones here? This is odd. I have 4 long ones, and then I got these 2, and then I got these guys. How many we got here? We got 4 long ones. 1, 2, 3. How many B's? Let's hit these. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And then the C's, I got 2 C's, a D, and that. So, the EU for the spool. Yeah, you could say, yeah, the polymaker giveaway is open to worldwide. Okay, this is odd. I got 2 slightly longer ones here that have tapped holes, and I'm wondering if these are for a door or something. LDO Micron Plus. Because I know there's some extra stuff with this kit, but I'm trying to figure out where these extra extrusions come from. Are they for the door? Does this have a clicky clack door on it? Is that what that is? No, it doesn't have a clicky clack door. And what are those extra extrusions for? Unless they're for the bed. It might be for the bed. Oh, they're for the bed. Yeah, because the stock one I think uses uses angle connectors maybe? No, the bed does come right out even. Huh, okay. Oh, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go. We'll figure it out as we go. Does not come with the door. So I'm assuming these 2 oddball long ones here with the holes through it are for the bed. I'm assuming that. Because these would be the 4 verticals. And then there's 10 of these, but only 8, because it'd be 4 and 4 would be that. And then the other ones would be, these 2 would be the Y, this would be the X. This short guy would be the rear. Then yeah, those are for the bed. Okay, that's for the bed. Yeah. So they don't call it out here because we're using the Micron Plus manual this is just the Micron manual, not the Micron Plus. So there's going to be a little bit of wonkiness to this, I think. Okay. Sub-assemblies. Oh, we're going right into sub-assemblies. Okay. So I guess we're not building the frame yet. We're following this manual, however the manual goes. Okay, so that is all that. Okay, so sub-assemblies. Steps, heat set inserts. Default decisions. Micron gives you more options. Okay. So I guess we're starting with the Z. So we will put our extrusions away for now. Get our printed parts and start working on that. We got our Z motor mounts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab my heat sets. Grab my heat set iron. We'll put that out here because we're going to need this a bunch. You. There we go. Extruder, heater, electronics, panel kit. I'll put the panel kit down here for now. Fasteners. Fascinating. Sub-assemblies first and put it all together. Okie dokie. And I think, yeah, I think these come with the slide-in M3T nuts. So we can cheat a little bit building the frame. I've never actually used the slide-in M3T nuts, so it should be interesting. So. There should be call outs for LDO stuff in the guide. Nice. That's good to see. Okay, so heat sets. So we got 2 in the back, 1 in the front. I should probably hit these with the heat gun. I had not a single part failed printing, but I do have some like stress marks on the back of a bunch of these parts from just, I don't know if it was everything cooling so much after printing or what, but. Also, Smurf is coming up in like 3 weeks, and I haven't done anything to get ready for that. So. Where's the tunes? There. How many North Americans are attending Smurf each time? Couple reasons. One, I don't know about you, but if you had the chance to get out of North America for a little bit right now, you would take the offer. And two, it's kind of, there's a lot of the 3D printing community that can't make it across the pond. So Smurf is kind of a good example, a good excuse to meet up with folks that you normally can't meet up with. So. It's kind of like how, for example, if you want to meet the Voron team or meet a good chunk of the Voron team, Rocky Mountain Rep Fest is the event to go to, because we have a lot of members of the team from Europe come over because they're flying into Denver. Denver is a very big regional hub for a lot of airlines, like Delta, for example. So it's a lot cheaper to fly to Denver than you would expect from some countries. So, and with a lot of people going, a lot of people are sharing hotel rooms and whatnot. So like, put it this way, the flight for me to go to Smurf costs more than the entire trip to Rocky Mountain does, including hotel and flight. Speaking of Rocky Mountain, if you work for a 3D printing company and wish to sponsor my trip to Rocky Mountain, reach out. I need a sponsor. I've got my hotel booked, but I haven't booked my flight yet. I need to lock down the sponsor. I gotta send out some feelers. Go if I was rich and famous. Who's rich and famous here? Because I am not rich or famous. Oop, oh, that one's a bad one. There we go. Okay, so those are done. End of February. Yeah. Jose from LDO. I know. Jason's already sponsoring the Smurf trip. I need somebody else for Rocky Mountain. Oh, we got some more here. What is this piece? Is this like a weird cutaway of that part? Okay, 1, 2. 3, I enjoyed 3D Printopia and lucky it was semi-local. Yeah, 3D Printopia is a nice one. It's gonna be interesting how it's gonna be this year because it's gonna be more expensive this year because it's in a it's in Philadelphia proper. So it's a easier location to get to, but it's a pricier location. Okay, mine looks different than this. Mine looks different than this. Oh wait, no, these are different parts. One second. Are these those different parts? They are different parts. Okay, that's why. That's why. These are the accent part. One, two, three, four. There. That makes sense. Yeah, this is this guy, and that is the big guy. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. There we go. Okay. Guten Abend from Switzerland. Guten Abend. That's a fun fact for many of you who don't know. German is like the most commonly spoken language in Switzerland. Oh, would help if I turn this on. Worth what? So many people are avoiding travel to the US or airlines. Yep. Like, that is true. The only reason I'm going to these events is because the want for me to go to these events to hang out with folks that I only get to hang out with a couple times a year, if that, make up for the downsides of traveling to the States right now. Put it this way, I don't spend the money I used to when I go to the States. I try. Like we were planning to do a family Disney World trip in the next couple years because my wife has never been. I'm gonna take my kid. We're gonna do our one and done Disney trip, right? One Disney trip as a family, right? And we were gonna do that in the next couple of years, and now we're not taking the family down south. Not worth the risk. What's a koozie? It keeps your drink cold. Koozies keep your drink cold. Unless they're 3D printed ones. 3D printed ones are just landfill. There we go. Poor mouse has been corrupted. I know. So it's nice that they put these little logos here to let you know, like, hey, oh, that's what that part is. You know, this looks different. Okay, and now we have these ones. So we got 4 on the back, or on the front, and then 1 on the bottom. Okay. I can't believe how windy it is out. Dude, there was thunder last night. Like, we had thunder yesterday. Like a thunderstorm rolled through, and it was crazy. Because it's like we couldn't see the storm at all because visibility has been like 100 meters lately because of all the fog. So you just go outside and everything is dark and foggy and you're just hearing thunder. And it's like, oh, this is creepy. And today it's just windy, so you're just hearing everything move out there. The ground is like saturated in water. Go to Universal. My wife is a pretty big Harry Potter fan. So the actual plan was to do Disney World where the little guy was younger, and then wait till he's in his like early teens and do Universal. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, there's one. Hot. Boxer online manual has spoiled me. That thing is so damn good. Yeah. The kid is selling 3D. What kid? Your kid? Oh, cool. Thundersnow? No, it's too warm for Thundersnow. I've had the pleasure of living through a thunderstorm or a thundersnow storm before. I was out in the woods doing army shit when it happened, and it was like the freakiest experience of my life because we're in Arctic tents in northern Ontario in like the winter, and you just open up the tent and you just see snow coming by and then the odd flash of lightning. It was the trippiest experience of my life. It was insane. The only downside was the day started off with rain and then it dropped below freezing and then turned to like a blizzard overnight. So when we woke up in the morning, everything was covered in like 2 to 3 inches of snow, and below that 2 to 3 inches of snow was ice. And for those that have ever done Arctic warfare training, one, it sucks. Two, you leave everything outside your tent because your tent, you have heaters in your tent, right? You have like, you know, Coleman stove and whatnot. So inside the tent is above freezing, even in the Arctic. So you leave like your parkas, you even leave your guns outside the tent because you can't bring them in the tent because everything will melt and freeze when you bring it back out to the outside. So you leave everything outside. So like you wake up in the morning and you go outside and you put your parka on and it's frozen and you can't zip it up because the zipper is filled with ice. So everyone's just standing around in like frozen winter gear. And then we had to march out, which really sucked. Like we couldn't even pack everything up properly because like everything was frozen. Like our tents, we tried to roll the tents up, everything was frozen. You couldn't roll them up. It was a mess. It was fun though. It was a fun X. But yeah, if you ever get the chance to experience thunder snow, it is trippy. It is trippy. Because it's like when it's snowing, everything's quieter, right? Because you got that insulation, that sound dampening effect. So it's even louder, like the thunder is even louder than normal. It's really trippy. You guys get body worn by each other? Yes. Like, I gotta pull up the pictures. Let me see. Well, okay, good. The server's back online. Vault, Arctic X. Yeah, so a good example. So like this is when I was up in the Arctic. So this tent right here, you have 10 people inside. You have 10 people inside the tent. And you leave everything outside. So you leave your rucksack, you leave your parka draped over it, you leave your gun, you leave everything outside. You have to, because you can't bring it in the tent. There's no room inside the tent. I don't think I have any pictures from inside the tent. But yeah, it's cold. It's cold. There's a reason the Canadian Forces issue you 2 down-filled sleeping bags. There's a reason. I will say it was pretty cold, like cool though. And like, yeah, it was cool. It was like -40 at night. Fahrenheit or Celsius, it doesn't matter. But it was like a pretty like, it was one of those things I'm glad to say I've done it and I never want to do it again. I'm perfectly content sleeping in my bed, my nice warm bed every night now. Look in chat, a kid is making 300,000 per month selling 3D printed koozies. Okay, good for him. The thing is though, like, you said look in chat, do you have a link? Is there a link to that? Like put in the Discord? Because here's the thing. Every time one of those little pop-ups happen where it's like, I'm making this much money per month selling 3D printed whatevers. The problem is, yes, one person can do that. The market isn't big enough though to support that. It's like, for example, during Halloween a couple years ago, everyone got super excited by these little like ghosts that you can like pick the feet up and they stood up. It was, I don't know, it was a random like knick-knack print. And like Uncle Jesse ended up started selling them and like made a killing. A couple people did. But the problem is you have to be the first one doing it and get like your branding out there so that you capture all the initial people searching for it. Because if you try to come into that 2 weeks later, you're not going to be able to compete. That's the problem. It's like a first come first served type thing. And it's like, you got to be there on the ground floor with the setup to have it. So yeah, a person is making 300,000 a month, but that person also had the money to finance an entire print farm to be able to print that much from the start. This wasn't like little Timmy who bought one ender and did it. Like, yeah, by the time the articles come out, it's too late. Like the one thing that's nice about 3D printing is you could chase those fads really quickly because you don't need to invest in tooling. You just need a new STL file. But you also need to have that base. Like, I couldn't just, you know, have my print farm shitting out landfill prints and throwing them up on Etsy. One, I live in Canada, so shipping kills like a good chunk of the value of doing that stuff where I live. There's a reason. I wanted to get into print farming. There was a period I wanted to get into print farming. Back when around the Voron 2.1 era, I did printed forward, and I was looking into getting into print farming activity. I was gonna build a bunch of Vorons and start doing print farming. And then I realized like shipping a box of parts this big cost me $20. So no matter what I did, I was taking a $20 hit on everything. And then for what was selling at the time, it was like Flexi Dragons were just getting popular and shit like that. It's like sell a $30 dragon with $20 shipping, so now it's a $50 dragon. No one's gonna buy that, right? It's a $30 thing with $5 shipping. It's not a $30 thing with $20 shipping. So, and then you just get out competed because now like print farms are using China. Like people are mass producing stuff in China, and so it's even more competitive. So it works if you are like, you have to be like cutthroat and on the ground floor to make it happen. And usually this is where the unfair advantage comes in. It helps if you're a content creator because you can sell shit to your audience, or you have a fancy TikTok page, or, you know, Instagram reels. Like you need to do the marketing too. So the key is to make a shorts account, a short form brain rot content account that promotes your product, right? So you basically have to advertise your stuff in your content to get people to buy it. Okay, so now we need to print those in there. I like how we're just installing heat sets. I like how the manual is set up where it's like, nope, we're doing all the heat sets first. Get that all done and out of the way. Absolutely despises Flexi Dragons. I print Flexi stuff occasionally for testing because they are pretty good test prints. Like my son likes playing with them. You know, they end up getting destroyed pretty quickly, but they do make pretty good test prints for like retraction heavy testing of items. How good your bridging is, how good your overhang is. So they make, I'd rather print a Flexi Dragon than just a standalone test print, because at least a Flexi Dragon you can play with after. But yes, I am over flexied. I am flexied out. I care not for Flexi Dragons or other Flexi prints. But that's like the #1 selling landfill at, you know, when you see a 3D printing booth at an event. Print a copper nut remote. I did print one. 1 second here. I actually printed everything for this kit except for the panels. But I did print There you go. If you want to see how the Prusa, man, I love this pink. I love this pink. So this is the Micron Nevermore. So if you want to see how the Core 1 handles bridging ABS, there you go. Quite beautifully, I must say. I love this pink. My phone camera cannot pick it up though. My phone camera cannot pick up this plum pink. Yeah, everything was printed. All the pink was printed on the Core 1s, and all the industry blue was printed on the Core 1L. I will say, this LDO ABS does print pretty good. I will also admit, it is a little on the smelly side. Like, once it's printed, it's fine. But printing it, make sure your garage door is closed. We'll just say that. It is an ABS. Yeah, you would think a plum pink would be a little bit less bright. I don't know, maybe Chinese plums are bright? I don't know. Personally, I would call this like a Sakurai plum or something like that, like a cherry blossom plum. Yeah, it's hard to get an accurate color when the sensor gets blown out. Like overhead, this overhead camera color is blown out too. And even like here, let me just take a picture of it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, NASA is targeting March 6th for the moon launch for Artemis 2. What time? What time? What time? What time? Okay, March 6th, but what time? It doesn't say what time. Shoot. Hopefully it's during the day. Hopefully it's the time, because I'm going to stream it. I'm going to stream it on Twitch. Yeah. So like here it is. It's funny how you could see, like, that is hilarious. See these little defects? You can't see them with your eye. It is amazing how, like, hitting a print with ever so slightly different lighting makes a complete change in how it looks. That is hilarious. But yeah, that's pretty close to what the color is right there. Yeah, prints always look worse on camera. Prints always work worse on camera. There's a reason people sell printers using vase mode prints, carbon fiber prints, and marble print, because it makes everything look good. Okay, so these are done. So now we do these little front idler guys. Uh-oh. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you take the time to go down and enter for your chance to win some free filament, and you do not take a detour to like that smash button on the way down, I'm not going to say that's going to impact your odds of winning. But now that I've said it, are you really willing to risk it? Wow. Are you really willing to risk it? I can speak English sometimes, you know that? What I got a feeling today is going to be heat set day. What'd you do on stream today? Well, you know, I put some heat sets in. Oh, what else did you do? Well, I put some more heat sets in. And then what else? Well, to cap it all off, I put some more heat sets in. There we go. Some cope. I have some cope. I picked some up. I haven't done anything with it, but I do have some. Okay, so now those pieces. 1, 2. Screwer pins. The image shows the pin variant of the XY joint, and the links take you to the pin variant. I'm pretty sure I have all the pin variants. Pretty sure we got the pin variants for this stuff. I printed all the pin variants because I'm pretty sure the Micron kit uses pinned parts. I still have tons of filament left over if I printed anything wrong or I forgot to print anything. So we still have like a full, if you're wondering how much filament this takes to print, probably 1 spool of your main color, 1 spool of your accent, and you'll have leftover of the accent. I have 2 spools of the main. So I have 1 loaded up in each core 1, and I have like over half a spool left almost. So it's a little printer. It doesn't need a lot of print, a lot of material. So personally, what I would recommend, grab 2 main, 1 accent. That's what I always recommend because it's nice to have extra. And then you just print the extra filament for something, right? Am I getting the Prusament glow? If they send me some, I don't really buy Prusament, unfortunately. As much as I like using Prusament filament, like there's a bunch of different brands I like using their filament. Find a good brand you like, Polymaker, for example. The one thing I like about Polymaker, they're available worldwide for the most part. So Polymaker is a very good go-to filament. But some companies just have slightly better colors. Like personally, I really like Prusament ASA. I find it to be a very good, reliable filament. Polylite ABS is pretty good, but it's a light. It's a blend. I prefer, especially with materials like ABS and ASA, if I can, I'd rather use like the actual like unblended variant. But then again, it doesn't really matter for what we do most of the time. I have plenty of printers built out of Polylite ABS that I've had no issues with. So just get what you can get that is reliably available. Nothing is more annoying than like hunting down a filament because you want to use it for something, and then you either run out before you're done, and then getting more of it is a pain, or it's just unreliable to get, right? Find what works good for you and stock up. So Polymaker has the advantage that it's available pretty worldwide. Okay, so I don't know if, is this a 2? I printed the 2 and 3, so I don't know if I need 2 or 3. Where is the drag chain? Electronics. It is 2. Okay, so I don't need the 3 ones. So the 3 ones are a waste. So I printed the 3 ones for no reason. That. And I don't know which one of these I need because there's 2 different sizes. So I will just put both in. Worst case scenario, I waste 2 heat sets. Actually, where is the pogos? In here? In here? I don't know where they're at. Yeah, I don't know where they're at. I'll just... Because there's 2 PG7s. There's a bigger and a smaller one. I don't know which one we use, so I'll just get both ready. Whatever. Also, if you notice what I'm doing, if you can, you have a 1, 2, 3 block. Especially if you use like one of those heat set presses, having like a 1, 2, 3 block around is kind of nice because it allows you to like have flatter setups. Whenever you're putting a heat set in, you want to put them in obviously as straight as you can and as flush as you can. So, you know, trying to like balance it somehow on an unflat surface, but with a 1, 2, 3 block, you can just kind of like hang it over the edge or whatever and it'll sit flat. So get yourself 1, 2, 3 blocks if you don't have them. They're nice to have. It's one of those tools that there's really no set way or reason I should say you should get one. But if you have them, they'll make certain, you'd be surprised what you can use these for to make things easier. Sometimes even just wait. If you're working on something and you're painting or whatever and you got to hold, it's round and it's rolling, sometimes just wait. But okay, we got these little two guys. I do like how they label stuff here with the accent marker, so you know it's an accent part. Yep. Carriage. So I actually haven't printed any tool head stuff yet. I'm not too sure exactly what hot end I'm going to go with. So I haven't printed the tool head stuff yet. But we will. I'm assuming we got a little bit of build in before we get to the tool head anyways, so. Probably gonna end up going with a Revo hot end for this build. Can you print 1, 2, 3 blocks? I mean, you technically can print 1, 2, 3 blocks, but they're not gonna be metal, so heat might be a problem for them. But in terms of like, you know, just using them for like setup, I mean, I guess you can. I'm not saying you can't print 1, 2, 3 blocks, but just get some like AliExpress 1, 2, 3 blocks. They won't really be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they'll be like 20 by 40 by 60 millimeter or whatever. They'll be like 48 by whatever by whatever. They're called 1, 2, 3 blocks. Does anyone in chat not know why they're called 1, 2, 3 blocks? Put a 1, 2, 3 in chat if you don't know why they're called 1, 2, 3 blocks. Okay, we got a 1, 2, 3. It's honestly quite simple. 1 inch by 2 inch by 3 inch. They're 1, 2, 3 blocks. They're 1 inch by 2 inch by 3 inch. Guess what? They make 2, 4, 6 blocks too. Guess what? They're 2 inch by 4 inch by 6 inch too. That's why they're called 1, 2, 3 blocks. They're 1 inch by 2 inch by 3 inch. I don't know if they make a metric 1, 2, 3 block. Do they make metric 1, 2, 3 blocks? They'd be like 50 by, it'd be 50, 100, 150 blocks. That doesn't flow off the tongue. It's 1, 2, 3 block. Okay. Now I gotta find a clicky, which pretty sure I printed that. Clicky dock. Clicky dock, did I print? Is it in one of these bins? I think these are, yeah, that's all skirts and clicky dock. Yeah, I might not have printed the clicky dock because it's toolhead stuff, and I don't think I printed toolhead stuff. Yeah, I don't think I printed the clicky dock. And I don't think maybe I printed this one? Let me check. Bin holder. Yeah, I don't think I printed this guy either. Oh, here's the clicky dock. That's an accent, that's why. Maybe I did print this. Oh, I got an extra one of these too. Okay, one second. Oh, you know what? The Bowden holder is probably enclosure stuff, and I haven't printed any enclosure stuff yet either. I didn't want to print all the enclosure stuff and have like even more stuff in a bin. So I don't think I printed that. Yeah, I don't see that part. Okay, so I don't think I printed that part. I did print the clicky dock though, so let's do that. I ended up putting a beacon in my Micron because clicky was a pain and boop also turned out to be a pain. Yeah. I mean, we're going with clicky because that's what the kit comes with. At least I'm pretty sure the kit comes with clicky. Whenever we build kits on this channel, if you're new here, whenever we build a kit, we build it as the kit comes. So the kit comes with clicky, we put clicky in it. Simple as that. The 90s call, they want their visible hardware back. Before we can add the threaded inserts to the visible fan mounts, you need to bring the fan pieces together. The threaded inserts will then be fused the two pieces together. Oh, okay. Bearded Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciated. Thank you. So let's that. That. Came with boot, but it wasn't an LDO kit. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're building the LDO kit. Okay, so that goes like that. So this goes like that, and then, oh, that's clever. That's clever. So these are basically like friction fit parts that go together pretty snugly. And then you use the heat sets and that melts them together. Ooh, clever, clever. For anyone who's ever done reloading, you know how like the Dylan presses come with those tubes for picking up primers? I need to get one of these for these so that you can just like have like a whole sleeve of them made up to pre-insert them. I haven't done reloading in 50 years. I have a Dylan 550 in the basement. I haven't used it in years because I haven't done competitive since before my son was born, so it's been a while since I've had it set up. Good old Dylan 550B. Well, I think they're on the C now, last I checked. I don't know, it's been a while. There we go. So that's a cool way of making sure your parts stick together. You have them friction fit together, and then use the heat sets to physically hold them. Actually, what you would probably want, you would want them feeding in so that when the heat set press comes up to the top, it slips a new heat set onto the end, and then you just kind of, the thing is like, how would it hold in there? Because they're brass, so you can't use magnets or anything like that. Making sure I'm putting this on the right way. Again, I don't want to accidentally put it together the wrong way. And then Steve will complain that the logos are upside down. Prusa XL we'll have with heat set. That would be, you would have to do a lot of heat sets for, okay. Oh man, I don't think I can find this. I don't think I can find this. This annoyed me. Well, it doesn't annoy me, but it's like, ah, shoot, I gotta find it here. I don't know if I can find it. I seen somebody tweet something, and it was like some, you know, startup guy. Like, I'm starting up a company making something. And it was like a tech bro thing. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it. I have to go digging through my printer history. Yeah, I have no idea where it's at. It was on Twitter. It was basically like, somebody's like, I'm making a printer. By the way, I love when people use Vorons and they do everything they can to not call it a Voron. So this guy was like, I'm making the assembly bot or something like that. Like I can't remember what he called it. And basically it's a Voron Trident. The printer is a bog standard Voron Trident built with like a FormBot kit. But he refuses to call it a Voron. And it has like 2 little robot arms in it. And he's like, oh, you know, the printer can print stuff and then build what it prints. And I'm like, that is a massive waste of time. Because the entire time the printer is printing, the arms aren't doing anything. And then when the arms are doing stuff like putting together the thing you printed, the printer is not doing anything. It would be better to have one set of arms over here and have multiple printers timed so that when a print finishes, you just take the plate off, put it in front of the arms do whatever, and then the printer starts printing again. Because one set of arms can do multiple printers, because the printers spend way more time printing than not printing. So like, I'm like, this setup would only make any sense if you only had room for exactly one machine. The moment you need more than one machine, you're running into, you know, the ROI doesn't make sense because you're putting robot arms on all these printers that just sit there and do nothing 90% of the time. Also, call it a Voron. Call the printer that you're using as the base of your thing, because you just took a stock Voron and put 2, you know, little itty bitty robot arms on it. And it's like, well, it's going to use AI learning to assemble stuff. And I'm like, oh, you're one of those guys. You're an AI bro. Yeah, it's like it doesn't make sense. There's a reason print farms have way more printers than assemblers. Like, there's a reason you see more systems that take the beds off printers. Like, you just build your printers around a freaking KUKA arm, and you just have the arm just grab the beds off each printer as they're done, and put a new bed on, and then the printer just prints continuously. Because why would you put arms on each printer so that when each printer is done their 20-hour prints, They just sit there for 2 to 3 hours doing nothing while your robot arm does something. And then when the printers are printing for 20 hours, you're not wasting 20 hours of potential uptime on the robot arms. So I'm like, this like the moment you start like scaling this in any way, it makes no sense. Could be a laser inside of a 3D printer. Don't put lasers in your printers, guys. Don't shit where you eat. It's always been my rule of thumb. I was hoping we'd start with the frame. Be like, oh, we'll do some frame stuff. I'm gonna have to rename the stream to all. You know, I'm gonna update that right now. 1 second. Let me update the stream title, because people are gonna join the stream and be like, oh, he's building the frame, and it's like, nope. There we go. New stream title. Make sure you all hit refresh and you all hit the like button. Wait, March 6th. Shit. March 7th, 8th. Shit, I'm gonna be traveling on March 6th. That's in 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm gonna be traveling. Shoot, I am gonna miss the SLS launch. I mean, I'll probably watch it, but I won't be able to stream it. I'll be in jolly old England. I'll be in jolly old England, in Manchester, Manchester by the sea. Oh, I gotta put some in the bottom too. SLS? Yeah, they're launching Artemis 2 on March 6th, apparently. They just announced it. So, they're sending some astronauts to go around the moon and back, and one of them's a Canadian, eh? By the way, I've pinched dog hair into here already. I'm gonna have to take my heat gun and hit some of these parts to get rid of some stress marks. There we go. Okay, what next? Oh, we gotta do these parts more. Oh, there we go. Oh, trouble having with the fuel loading. Yeah, I mean, hydrogen is leaky. Hydrogen is leaky. It is very small and likes to find all the holes. Also, did you see that Boeing got like reamed out by the new NASA administration for how shit Starliner is? And it's like, we told you guys to fix all these things and you didn't. What the hell? Somehow you made it even worse. This is the biggest single print for this, by the way, is the screen holder. So. Not just Boeing, it's the folks running the project. Yeah. Yeah. Boeing has gone to shit. Ever since McDonnell Douglas merged with them, all the crappy leadership at McDonnell Douglas took over, and the company's run by pencil pushers instead of engineers. Sucks. Hate when a company with like good pedigree like that goes downhill because of money. Also, in case you didn't see it, I picked up a new Gundam. So we're gonna be building an aerial on Twitch soon. Gonna start a new Gundam build on Twitch. All the good engineers are at SpaceX. I'd argue Blue Origin is actually doing pretty solid. Like Blue Origin is, I'm actually got pretty high hopes for. Like they're already reusing their heavy lift vehicle. Their next New Glenn launch is reusing the booster from the second flight. So they're already reusing their super heavy. And you know, as much as I like SpaceX, they've been throwing a lot of starships in the ocean. And they've yet to go orbital with like how many launches, and they've yet to actually make it orbital. Yes, I know they technically could have gone orbital a long time ago and they haven't. But their whole playing fast and loose with like build it fast and break it fast has bit them in the ass a couple times now with like ships blowing up in testing because like, oh, we mishandled the COP V tanks and they got banged up and oh, it exploded, which took out the entire ship. They've lost a couple ships to basically playing fast and loose, and it's biting them in the ass. And they kind of have to eventually start delivering. Plus, I am not looking forward to this summer when they IPO and go public. Because the fact that 1/4 of SpaceX's value is now Twitch/XAI, which is not profitable in any sense of the imagination. And I got a feeling that, you know, for those that don't know, Elon Musk got like Tesla has upped his pay package to like $1 trillion, which for him getting $1 trillion is dependent on him increasing the value of Tesla by $1 trillion by a certain date, which we all know that ain't happening. So you do know he's going to merge whatever SpaceX becomes into Tesla so that he can get his $1 trillion pay package. You guys know he's gonna, that's his entire MO, is basically just merging his failing companies uphill. Because, you know, remember Solar City, where he had to bail out his brother? And then he bought Twitter, which was horribly in debt, so he bought Twitter with XAI to pay off that debt. And then XAI was hemorrhaging money, so he bought XAI with SpaceX to pay that off. And then he's gonna have to do that to Tesla, and he's gonna run out of companies to quit merging uphill. So I don't have the largest amount of hope in the future. I know SpaceX has always operated that way, but at a certain point, you got to stop blowing up 100-meter tall rockets and actually like start treating stuff with respect instead of like rolling around COP V containers like you would a freaking welding bottle. Okay, so hey, are we actually putting stuff together now? Holy shit. Wait, what's this? Heat set inserts plenum. Those aren't threaded inserts. What? You're absolutely right. 10 points for observation. Before you can put any threaded inserts, you need to install the 4 M38 button head cap screws first. Otherwise, you won't be installing once the threaded inserts are in. What? Oh! Okay, so we put, okay, let me grab this part. it's this guy. Okay. Wow. Valiant V gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers, I'd appreciate it. Put the 4 M38s first. I love that. I love how they put the warning in, like into the printed part. Hey, dummy, don't F this up. Failure is data. I know failure is data. I know that. The problem is they have lost several rockets now, not to failures that you would learn from. Properly handling carbon fiber overwrap pressure vessels is not a data point to learn from blowing up several rockets. Like the ship 38 that blew up during testing, that ship blew up because they were lazy when it came to handling of COP feed vessels. Blowing up that ship didn't learn them anything other than they need to frickin', you know, this is not the first time they've done this. How did that even go in? Those don't even fit through. Oh, you gotta put those in for, oh, I see, okay. Shoot, that one's in backwards. Shoot. I need like a pin or something to push it out. But yeah, it's a little disappointing because, like, I am a SpaceX fanboy. I love me rockets. I've been following them for years, since like literally the pre-Falcon 9 days. And it's like checking out like the SpaceX like subreddits and whatnot, and you could tell like the vibes have kind of died recently over the last couple months. Everyone's like, okay, what the hell is going on? Musk is being all cuckoo lander. And ignoring best practices, just winging it, like the first Starship launch where they YOLO'd it without the deluge system. Well, they did that because they used the first launch to dig the hole for the deluge system, right? I don't know. I'm really hoping the first Ship 3 flights make sense, because the Block 1s, they ended up getting the Block 1s working okay. You know, they couldn't carry any payload to orbit. And then like the first like 3 or 4 launches of Block 2s were failures. And then they finally figured it out right at the end. And then it's like, okay, on to Block 3. So hopefully Block 3 actually delivers. And hopefully they put the time to actually do it right this time. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Hope people don't die. Well, I mean, like, they're smart with that. Oh, shit. That went right through. Uh-oh. 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 How... Can I get that out? That went right through. Uh-oh. That went right through. I know their intention was not to go to orbit. I'm well aware of that. But it's like, just compared to Blue Origin, like, yeah, Blue Origin took longer to test their rockets, but they've already put 2 payloads in orbit and they're already reusing them for, you know, actual production launches. Yes, I know New Glenn is not as big of a rocket as Starship, and yes, I know New Glenn is not fully reusable. I know that. But New Glenn is a usable heavy lift right now, and Starship isn't. Did I read the note? Yeah, slow and steady. There's not a lot of meat here, so if you put a little too much force, it's gonna eat right through. So just be a little careful. Nope, it fell through again. Damn it. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to fix this. Oh. Let's see, can I fix this? Let's fix this. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna melt some plastic around it. That there is some meat to meat into. There we go. I mean, I think this just holds a cover plate, so it's not like, you know, there we go. Good enough. What time is it anyways? It's been an hour and a half of putting heat sets together. There we go. Yeah, I fixed it. See, I fixed it. I fixed it. It's fixed. Okay. So we've done that. And now we're working on the frame. Yay! Okay. So you can go back in there. You can go back over here. Actually, let me grab a new container. And that will be the container for heat set stuff. Yep. 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 Yeah. Off. Pick this up. Touch the hot stuff. NASA should not be in the business of, no, NASA should be in the business of doing whatever NASA needs to be in the business of doing. NASA hasn't built rockets in forever. NASA doesn't build rockets. They contract out the building of rockets to various agencies, but like no rockets are ever built by NASA. They're Northrop Grumman or, you know, Boeing or whatever. They contract out the building of the rockets to companies. It's just now we have commercial launch options of pre-existing rockets, right? But yes, NASA should be more focused on the scientific aspects and the human launching for scientific purposes and whatnot. I would not put my trust in humans' development of space travel into the hands of Elon Musk. I'll trust his companies to build the rockets, but I don't trust him to be the one, you know, setting out the plans of what is to be done. Because he's got a little cloud cuckoo lander over the last couple years and months and whatnot. Don't trust him. Don't trust him. As somebody who worked with people who had to deal with him in actual work environments, don't trust him. Where is it? My toolbox, because whenever I bring out that statement, people are like, you don't know what you're talking about. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. If you own a Starlink terminal, congratulations, I built the mold that made that thing. Or at least if you own one of the rectangular Starlink terminals. And if you own a Tesla built between like 2016 and 2020 something, I built parts for that too. So, okay. Prepare the bee extrusion. See, I really wish they showed this chart right here that has all the extrusions on it. Way up here. I wish they had this way down here closer. Okay, so the bee extrusion. So the bee extrusions are gonna get a M38. Elon used to be more admiral. Well, here's the thing. Elon's always been Elon. He used to have a PR team that curated all his personal, like his public appearances and everything. So he used to have a PR team that ran cover for him until he fired them all, which is around the whole cave diver incident. So since then, he's been his own PR team, which explains a lot. I think these are all, yeah, these are all the 8s. Yeah. Okay, so. M38s. So I'm going to dump all my M38s into storage. Why did I do that? These are all button heads. Now I got button heads mixed up with non-button heads. Oh well, too late now. That was a dumb move by me. Oh well. Okay, so we put M38s and we put these on all of them. How many microns tall? Today's job, fun with tweezers. Well, we're getting everything ready to put the frame together. And luckily we're using, the LDO kit comes with post-assembly T-nuts. So we can be a little cheaty here, hopefully. So we don't have to pre-install all these nuts. The fact that the whole frame of this is held together with M38s is kind of funny. Is there a button head magnet? Yeah. Frame looks huge. I know! This printer is massive. I could take a picture of like a V0 and a Micron inside of a V2 inside of the Venture XL. Which hot end? I'm probably gonna go with the Revo. I haven't fully decided yet which hot end we're gonna use, but I've got a bunch of Revos, so I'll probably end up just going with a Revo. Because, you know, what do we got in here? We'll figure something out. Probably a Revo. It is windy. I can hear the wind outside my door. You guys can't hear it because I got the noise canceling going, but it is windy. What time is it anyways? Remember, don't get lost in the sauce and forget to pick up the little guy from school. It's Friday, right? Yeah, it is Friday. Shit. 2 weeks I'll be in England. I got my bill for property taxes today, and I completely forgot about that part. I was like, shit, property taxes. Because it used to be rolled into the mortgage, but since I paid off the mortgage, it's like they're by their own now. So they send you a bill twice a year for like 2 quarters, and like, hey, you got to pay this much by this date and this by this date. We're taking your house. And it's like, shit. Okay. Did I not print this tool? I don't think I printed that tool. Shit. Did I not print that tool? I thought I printed that. Did I not print the rail tool? Dang it, I forgot to print the rail tool. Okay, let's print that quick. Let's print that quick. Let's print that quick. Who is loaded with filament? Are you loaded with filament? You are loaded with filament. R4. Okay. Printables. Or discard. Persipet G. I think that's for drilling. Z rail, Y rail. I think these are for drilling. Are these for drilling? Because this is the alignment tool. Yeah, so let's just print the alignment tool for now. .2 speed. Okay. Nope, not Sam Squanch. Just a Mark IV. Just a regular Mark IV. Mark IV input shaper. There we go. Send to connect. Gould. Gould? What kit would you recommend for a 400 by 400 for a larger machine? It's going to depend. 400 is kind of a weird size because like you could build a V2 that big and it'll be okay. What you could look into, it depends on, you'll probably have rat rig. For 400, I would say rat rig. Now, you have to be careful if you want to print Astromex like I'm doing. Oh, am I muted? I am muted, sorry. shit. Sorry. I sent you to print. Why didn't you print? Send to connect. Gold. Why are you offline? You're not offline. Okay, you're online now. Connect to the Wi-Fi. Yeah. That's weird. I mean, maybe just because it was on for so long. Why are you offline? You are online, right? Downloading. Print. There we go. Okay. What was I going to say? The Venture XL. So if you want to print like big astromech parts, you need a minimum of 500 millimeters. Okay. I'm pretty sure the dome and whatnot are like 480 or something like that. So I'm pretty sure the 500 millimeter rat rig is very popular with the astromech folks, because you can print the dome sections and the body sections in one go. The Venture XL is 600. The Venture XL has problems if you want to print stuff like ABS or you want to print enclosed. I had to enclose mine because it's in my garage and it gets cold out here in the winter. So I enclosed mine, which now means I have expansion issues because of heat expansion. The whole frame grows a decent amount under heating. So I've had to like basically preheat the printer, crack all my XY joints, retighten everything at expansion. So now the printer only works when it's printing hot, essentially. So yeah. So 400 millimeters, you want to go bigger. If you want to be doing astromech parts, you want to go bigger, because like SPC, network, tower. I'm very creative. I called my like the R6 dome. So that dome is 465 millimeters wide. So that dome is 465. So if you want to print an R6 dome, which is roughly the same size as like the R2 dome, the R2D2 dome, 465. So you need a 500 millimeter printer, and then the body sections are the same thing. Now people have built full astromechs printing them on bamboos. The nice thing about, you don't really need a large printer. A lot of stuff, because of how popular bamboos have gotten, the 250 millimeter cubed print volume has kind of become the standard, where a lot of stuff is designed around that print volume, or at least fitting in that print volume. So yeah, it's nice to print the dome in one part, and then you don't have to worry about gluing it together and everything. But you could just print it in multiple parts and glue it together. It's designed to do that. So it's one of those, you know, you can save a little work by printing it at once, but that requires the hardware to print it all at once, and not everyone has that. Okay, let's see how these nuts work, because I might be able to skip installing these guys right now if these post-install nuts work the way they should, and I could just put the rails on after. So we have these slide in nut M3. So let's see how good these work. Only downside to the V-Core is that you need double doors to move it out. Yeah, it's a big printer. That's a big, like, there's a reason my Venture XL is where it is on the other side of this wall here of the shelving, is because on the other side of that wall is my garage door. That is the only door in my house that printer will fit through. So if I ever need to move that printer off of my property, I can open the garage door and slide it out. let's see how these work. I've never actually used these before. So these just, oh, they just slide in. Oh shit, look at that. You should have new bars in the kit. Do I have the bars in the kit? Let me see if the kit comes with those bars. Where would they be in? What container would they be in? Not in that one. Electronic. Oh, they might be with the rails, linear rails. Maybe they're with the rails. If they have the bars, that makes it a lot nicer. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2. Oh yeah. There we go. That makes it nice and easy. So this is one of the nice perks of LDO kits. They come with these little extra gimmies. For example, these nice little bars. So that way they are much easier to line up for installing your extrusions. So we can pre-install these into here. So I don't need to actually put the rails on yet. So we can just slide these in. Although what I am going to do now is just put some nuts on here to lock them in place so they're not all flopping all over the place. Okay. No, come on, come on. Need some, what are these? M2 something or others. M2, here we go. M2 by 6. I'm assuming that's what we use to hold these in. M2 by 6, yep. My nose was fine all morning, and then I sneezed once, and now my nose is like slightly scratchy. I hate that. I hate when that happens. Where you feel fine, and then all of a sudden you sneeze, and it's like it opens the floodgates, and you're like, dang it. These in for now so they don't flop around, so we can just get a better reference point of where everything is. Because we will install our rails after, unfortunately. You don't want to start. Did I put this in? Oh, there's a little bit of Howdy, 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 howdy. Did you see the Toy Story 5 trailer came out? I'm sorry, Toy Story should have ended at Toy Story 3. They had such a good ending at the end of Toy Story 3. A nice little bow wrapped on everything. And now they're fighting iPads. And Woody is bald. They made a frickin' toy bald, damn it. Okay. So we're skipping this because we don't need to. Okay, so now we're gonna start putting this all together. Sweet. Happy fun time adventures. I mean, I haven't seen Toy Story, any of the newer Toy Stories, so in my headcanon, it ended. So I don't use the ES. It stopped working. It just stopped working. So yeah, I don't use it anymore. Hard to use something that stopped working. I need a 1, 2, 3 block here. Okay. Cool. Build on a flat surface. We've done that. Sweet. Okay. So 2 inside, 5 bottom, 5 top. So we have the post-install nut, so I shouldn't need to... I did print a bunch of these. Like they recommended print them. But I don't know which ones are for what and where, because they're all slightly different and I don't know what. So I'm just going to use the post-install nuts for everything and we'll see how they go. Yeah, these are 1515 extrusions. So we have post-install nuts, so I can put nuts in after, so I don't need to put nuts in right now. So we are just gonna roll the dice with that and see how it works. Sound good? Sound good. And if we got to cheat and I got to reinstall stuff, we will. They are for gantry like XY joints, front others. Okay. Yeah, we'll make it work. They have different center. I know, and the problem is they're not labeled. So like I loaded them all up on the bed and I just hit auto arrange and printed them. So it's like, oh, which ones go where again? I keep worrying I'm gonna strip these stupid. I hate flatheads. I hate M3 flatheads or button heads. It is like the most cursed screw type in the world. Like I'm always afraid I'm gonna break it. Like I'm gonna strip them. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. There we go. Oh, that screw's stripped. Is that stripped? I don't trust that screw anymore. If you're in doubt of the screw and you're like, ah, this screw doesn't feel right, don't be afraid to chuck it and use a different screw. I think it's the threads. I think it's the threads and the extrusion are gone. Shoot. Did I accidentally rip the threads out of the extrusion? When in doubt, longer screw. Hopefully it's tap deep enough. Yeah, M38 feels like it should be longer. It feels like, normally rule of thumb, at least from my mold making days, was if you are going into steel, you need 1.5 times thread diameter. So if it is a 1/2-inch screw and you are putting that into metal, into steel, you need 1.5 times thread diameter. So if it's a 1/2-inch screw, you need 3/4 inches of thread engagement to get the fully rated strength of that joint, right? With aluminum, we always use 3. So what that means is if you had a 1-inch screw, a 1-inch diameter screw going into aluminum, you need 3 inches of thread engagement instead of 1.5 times. So if these are M3 screws and they are going into aluminum, there should be 9 millimeters of thread engagement. And these are M3 8s, and we're not getting all 8 millimeters because you're losing some to the whatchamacallit. So you're actually only getting 7 millimeters of engagement. So I'm of the opinion you should be using like M312s for this kind of joint to get a little bit more thread engagement. Because if you don't have, it also spreads out the load, so you're less likely to strip the aluminum that you're threading into. That's one of the bigger reasons. It's very easy to over torque. It is very easy to over torque aluminum thread, and you don't want to do that. So. Take care, Steve. I know, I went and got a haircut. Little guy had a thing with scouts at the mall. Oop, yeah, no, I did that right. So I had like an hour and a half to kill at the mall. They had like a scavenger hunt day or something. And so I went and got a haircut. And, oh, look how thin that is. I normally don't like going to the place at the mall to get my haircut. There's like a barber shop at the mall. I normally go to one near my house, and like it's always the same haircut. Clean the beard up, 2 on the sides, finger length up top. And I don't know about you, that ain't finger length. Like finger length is usually a little bit longer. That's like a number 5 or 6. Oh God, look at that. Oh God. Bird. It's not, it's getting there. Get in there. Get in there. Yeah. baldy. Also, she cut my beard a little shorter than I would like. Like, normally when I get my beard trim, it's like, take like an inch off the bottom and just kind of clean up the sides, because it was getting pretty mangy. And she took it a little too short. Like, I'm okay with this. I like this being a little longer, like maybe down to like here, just so I can ponder the orb better. Do you have a line in the sand? Honestly, I wanted to shave it. I wanted to shave this. I was gonna buzz this like right down. My wife shot it down. My wife doesn't want me to shave. Yeah. She's like, I don't care if you go bald, but like, while you still have hair, keep it. I like the hair. I'm like, I want to try shaving it. She's like, no, don't yet. I'm like, fine. So I'm a low maintenance person. There's a reason the first thing I did when we bought our house was rip out all the crappy landscaping in our front yard. Instead of trying to save it, I ripped that shit out, replaced it with grass and rock. I like low maintenance, okay? So when it comes to my hair, hot. And if I could save on shampoo by not having hair anymore, I'll save on shampoo by not having hair anymore. But yeah. All right, now we put the tops on. Hey, Maker Viking. How you doing? Oh, post insertion nuts are gonna make this so much nicer, hopefully. Actually, let's do this. Always listen to the wife. Yeah. Well, it's funny because somebody made a Photoshop, or they like ran it through a Clanker AI and posted a picture of me bald on the subreddit. So somebody take this picture and make me bald. So I sent that picture to my wife. I'm like, hey, I'm out. You know, she's like, oh, how things are going? I'm like, oh, you know, little guy's at his scout thing. I'm getting a haircut. And she's like, oh, how's that going? I sent that picture, and she's like, no. Oh, wait, no, that can't be real because you're out right now and that picture's from the garage. So she saw through my ruse. Steve rocks the long beard much better. Once you have a gray beard, you got to go. Once you have a beard and you go gray, you kind of are like, you're now Santa. You have to rock Santa. Like, it is what it is. So, favorite beard oil? I'll be honest, I use whatever's on sale at Walmart the week I run out. I think I have the Gillette stuff right now. I like the lighter beard oils, not like the heavy stuff. The heavy stuff I find is a little too like gummy, and I don't like it in the long run. Dye it? No, don't dye your, no. I am perfectly accepting of the salt and pepper. I am going gray. There is, you can't really see it. Like, I got it cut pretty short, but there was a bunch of gray in there, and I got gray in the beard too. You can't, it doesn't really show up too well on the camera, but there's some gray in the beard. WD-40, nah, not WD-40. You want to use like a white lithium, like an NLG 0 or actually a 0.5. is what you really want to use. How's that come along soon? Silicone oil for the extra shine. I mean, you could. Cube is becoming cubical. It is cubing up right now. It is cubing up cubingly. I am hungry. Do I have a V0 on hand for scale? No, I don't have a V0 on the garage. I have them downstairs. They're indoor printers. Did I? Oh, I forgot to. How did I forget to tighten that? How do you forget to tighten the whole freaking... This guy. Yeah, that one's stripped too. Shoot. That's why. Got two stripped ones. So if you strip a screw, just go to a longer one. So I've got some watching open source Mr. Fission. Galoki, cheers for becoming a channel member. Cheers and appreciate it. It's nice that it's actually warm enough to be in a t-shirt out here in the garage. There we go. Happy Friday, happy Friday. It's Friday, yeah. There we go. There we go. Good as good. Good. It is cube. Behold. Cube. Okay, now let's grab our little doohickeys here. And we'll put our rails on. So for this, we're gonna need these guys, and we're gonna need 4 rails. So let's grab 4 rails. I think all the rails are the same length. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just grab them all out, just make sure. I think they're all the same. No, they're not. These 4 are the same. I think there's one big one for the X, yeah. Okay, and then the Ys are the same. Yeah, I think they're all the same, except for the X. Did I talk about the California 3D printing bill? I mean, I've talked about all these bills several times over the last little bit. The thing is, one, the bills themselves are proposals. Nothing has made it anywhere close to being a law yet. So these are all proposed bills. And just look up how many bills are proposed every year and how many actually make it to being a law. Okay? It takes, it's you know, go watch the Schoolhouse Rock video about how a law becomes a law. Okay? So these are proposed bills. They have quite a ways to go before they become actual laws. And I don't think in any of their current forms they have any hope of becoming a law, because they're such vaguely open-ended proposals that any lawyer, any good competent lawyer, will be able to poke holes in it. Like, when your law is so open-ended, it infringes on, like, I'm pretty sure it infringes on some rights of like hell, even free speech. You guys love that shit down there. They're just such open-ended. They're way too vague, way too open-ended. They step on way too many toes. Like, basically, you're impacting every form of manufacturing to try to go over something, to try and catch one niche little outlying case. So, ban chemtrails. Yeah, I mean, then again, you guys are kind of being run by some people who peaked in high school, so I wouldn't put it past some of these places to pass some laws, because you already got a bunch of kooks running the show down there already. So it's kind of like, well, okay, actually, maybe there is a chance, but the California one, I don't know what the California one is. Like, again, I'm not American. Some people get really offended when I speak on, I love when, like, I talk about your politics, you guys don't like it, but now you want me to talk about your politics. And I'm like, up here in Canada, they're not doing any of this shit. So, yay. I mean, they're trying to take my guns, but that's a different thing. Government's after me guns. Prisoners running the prison. Isn't that Australia? I thought that's Australia. Prisoners running the prison. But yeah, I really think these proposed laws are more just feel good, trying to get brownie points with like special interest groups. They're such open-ended, so vague. It's almost impossible. Also, enforcing them. How are you going to go back on everyone who purchased the 3D printer over the past decade and like force upgrades, force like, it's just such a boondoggle to enforce. Like, I seen one of them, it's like, oh, all printers will have to have firmware that prevents you printing certain things. Okay, how are you going to get everyone who has an Ender to upgrade their shit, right? Enders barely work as is. How are they going to be doing any AI shit, right? Most printers don't even have the capability. You know, okay, maybe Clipper-based firmwares, because they're running a Linux SoC and you can jury-rig stuff onto that. But, like, how is a Bamboo P1S gonna have enough room in its brain to support the code to automatically detect when a file is gone? Like, it's just such a vague, feel-good nothing. There's no way you can enforce this. Like it's Grandpa knows how to help with their 10. Yeah. No isopropyl to clean the rails. Nope. You don't want your rails dry. Most rails, especially from like LDO, they come pretty clean already. So I just grease them up and go. And you don't want your rails dry. You want oil and grease on your rails because you don't want them to rust. So don't like clean them in ISO. Honestly, I just grease them up, or I lube them up, wipe off the excess, and call it a day. That's all I do with rails. Yeah, using AI would be a massive amount of resources. Plus, you know, there is absolutely nothing stopping anyone from just using, you know, open source Clipper without any safety protocols on it. Using a version of, using an open source slicer. Oh no, what if all new slicers? Okay, cool. They're hosted on a GitHub in freaking, you know, Bombay or whatever, right? Like, you can't stop the signal, Mal. The genie's out of the bottle. You're not putting the genie back in the bottle. Also, until you make a law that prevents somebody walking down to Home Depot to the plumbing aisle and grabbing a 1/2-inch IED black pipe, a cap, and a nail, you ain't stopping people. If somebody wants to do something illegal, they're gonna do something. It's like here in Canada, okay? We had a tragic, you know, shooting in a school last week, or was it last week or week? Anyways, recently we had a tragic shooting. It's like the first school shooting in Canada in years. And it's like the biggest one we've had since École Polytechnique. So it's a travesty and whatnot. And people are like, oh, we should do what like Australia did and New Zealand where they banned all the guns. And it's like, that works when you're on an island, okay? I get the merit of it when you're on an island, okay? And you're surrounded by ocean. Our problem is we're right next to frickin' Yankee Doodle land where guns grow on trees. And that's where all the guns that come into Canada for illegal crimes come from. They just come across the border. So no, even if we get rid of all the guns in Canada, we're next to fucking Yankee Doodle land with all the guns. And they get over here quite easily. So that's where like all our gun crime comes from, is from American guns. So doing stuff up here doesn't do anything. So if you're gonna break the law, you're gonna break the law. Okay. Where do I get a Glock tree? The Glocken tree? Okay. So now we're gonna put our rails on. So let's scroll back up to the rails because I skipped that just to make sure I'm putting them on properly. So we line that up on the bottom. That lines up there. And then we have the end stops on the top and bottom. Okay. The high point tree. I have never shot a high point. I used to have a Glock. I started off with a Glock 17, a Gen 3 Glock 17. And I shot that for a couple of years, and then I moved over to 1911s, and I never looked back. So, I love my 1911s. I'm sorry. We don't have beer. We have beer in Walmart. We have beer. Here in Ontario, we have beer in Walmarts. I need a little container for these. Okay, I'm back. Saying, guess wife's heading off to work. Is there annoying invasive gun tree though? The US. Oh yeah, the zip. That's a funny joke. That is a funny joke. The Zip 22. Oh, that thing was so bad. I think one company tried to import them into Canada, and then they gave up, and they just told everyone, yeah, we're not bothering with it. I think I remember seeing that one company tried to import them into Canada, and like, was like, nope, never mind. Don't waste your money. And MD, only 2 grocery chains per county can have beer. So here, you can have, you can buy beer and wine in corner stores and grocery stores, but liquor in Ontario, you have to buy at the liquor store. You have to go to the LICBO for that. The Liquor Control Board of Ontario, which really sucks because it used to be you can only buy beer. It used to be you could only buy beer at beer stores, and the stores were actually called beer stores. It's called the beer store. So if you used to be able, some grocery stores you could buy wine, and like wineries you could buy wine. And it was one of those things that you would go at first like, oh, that's horrible because, you know, it removes choice in a competitive market. But the thing is with like liquor, it actually was really good because we actually got really good prices on liquor and alcohol here because it was one company that bought it all, and they bought it in bulk. So like it was relatively not inexpensive, but like the prices were good. Put it this way, even now, when you go into a grocery store and you buy like a case of beer or whatever, you're not getting any better price than you could at the beer store or the LCBO because they bought it in bulk. Because fun fact, LCBO, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, is like the single largest single purchaser of liquor in like North America. So like we had prices so good that like we were able to get like liquor from companies in the States. Basically, we would get it for free and only pay them when we sold it. So when we started boycotting all American liquor, it really hurt a bunch of American companies a lot because it's like, you need to pay us. And it's like, we haven't sold it yet. It's like, yeah, but you took it all. Yeah, but we haven't sold it yet. But you got to pay us. It's like the contract says we pay you when we sell it. We're just going to sit on it. How's Crown Royal? I don't know. I haven't bought Crown Royal in a while. I actually haven't been buying liquor in quite a while. I drink Wiser's. Wiser's is my go-to whiskey. Okay, I will say these guys suck. These ones kind of don't work too well. They are not great, but oh well. Okay. But it's funny, they actually age all the Wisers, the JP Wisers and whatnot. They age it all in like a warehouse like 10 minutes from my house. If I drive into town, I pass like where they store it all. Trying to get a job at that place for years. Moosehead? Moosehead's not bad. I like when it comes to beer, like my go-to beer is Alexander Keith's. But I don't really drink it that much. Because I just don't. Okay, so we grab these, and then what do we use to hold these on? M3/8. So now we could try out our slip-in T-nuts. Where did I put them? Right here. So let's see how this works. So put it in the T-nut. Got one of these guys. That works pretty good. Nice. Are these magnetic? Hopefully they're magnetic. They are. Good. Dude, Summersby? Okay, you want my Summersby hack? Get some Jameson. Get Jameson Irish whiskey. Okay, so what you do is you get your Summersby apple cider. You pour it in a nice tall glass with some ice. So it's a tall boy, so you're gonna need a big glass. And then you put a shot of Jameson in it. That is the Summersby hack. You gotta be really careful though, because it's delicious. It's got even more alcohol content, and it's an apple cider, so it's a lot of sugar. So if you drink too many of them, you're gonna hate life the next day, okay? But it's really delicious, so that's the Summersby hack. Is put a shot of Jameson Irish whiskey in it. Works really good. Try Fireball. Fireball is horrible. Fireball is not even a liquor. Fireball is a malt liquor. It's not even like a... Fireball is horrible. Fireball is what you sell teenage kids who think they're cool. Fireball sucks. Anyone who swears by Fireball has been swindled. Cinnamon and apple. Fireball is like, it's funny when you go to the liquor store and you see the only people buying Fireball are like teenage kids. Like, I'm gonna get some Fireball, yeah! Puked Fireball. Oh god, that's gotta suck. Hey, don't forget, we are doing the giveaway at the end of stream, so if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you want to support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, help out some of the gray names in the chat there, and gift memberships to others. You get access to additional channels on the Discord, early videos. We do member streams once a month, so next week we're going to be doing the member stream. I know it's normally the second last week of the month, but this February is being short, so we're doing it next week. Embrace the peat. I used to be a whiskey guy. I like nice, good whiskeys and whatnot. Lagavulin and whatnot, but kind of just moved on. I'll drink the odd beer. Saturday night stream, I'll have a beer, or if, you know, socially, but have like no liquor in the house anymore. Lee Smith, gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. Or if you get a gifted membership, make sure you thank them. I have been eating so bad this week. Being sick and down with the flu for like a week and a half, and now finally not being sick anymore and having my like sense of taste and smell back. I've been like, I had Burger King yesterday. We got pizza earlier in the week. I'm like, my poor diet, but I don't care. They're so good. Fatty, greasy foods. I was at the mall on Tuesday when I got the haircut. I got a Cinnabon to myself. Now I'm hungry again. Damn it, now I want another Cinnabon. I cheated. Normally, I only get Cinnabon once a year. We get Cinnabon once a year. And that is on Christmas Eve, I go to the mall and I get a 6-pack of Cinnabons, and that is Christmas morning breakfast. Because we don't do anything on Christmas Day. Like my family, we do Christmas Eve with my parents or with my mom. So that's that side of the family. We do Christmas Eve. My wife's family, we don't do anything with because none of them are in town. So Christmas Day, we pretty much do nothing. So we have Cinnabons for breakfast. So that is our little family tradition on Christmas Day, is we have Cinnabons. Twinkie. I haven't had a Twinkie in years. Like, it has been years since I've had a Twinkie. Don't they all kind of suck now? Aren't like all like the little Debbies and whatnot, don't they all like kind of suck now? I thought they like changed all the ingredients to all those like snack foods and like all the cake-based snack foods, and don't they all kind of suck now? Like, I don't buy them. I don't even buy them for my son for school. Steve's here. Everyone say hi, Steve. What's all good and exciting in the world of Steve? Look how pink this is. The LDO plum pink. I freaking love this color. It's so pink. Bright. Smurf prep. What are you bringing to Smurf? And yeah, I probably, like, I don't need to prep too much because I'm just bringing myself and a camera. V2. Oh, that's right. You're bringing that V2. How come you built it into a 2? Was it a 2.1? You guys built it into a 2.1? Or was it a 2.2? I think it was a 2.1, right? You should have gone to V2.0. You should have did a V2.0. If you're going to go old school, you should have gone old school. Then again, a V2.0 would have destroyed itself pretty quickly. At least like a 2.1 at least is viable for a bit before it starts running into issues. A V2.0 would have destroyed itself pretty quickly. There's a reason only like 50 people built V2s. V2.0 sucked. Yeah. What, you don't like M3 bearings that are unsupported on one end with all the belt tension across them? You don't like that? With tape chain? What happened to Hostess? Private equity, the same thing that kills every other company. How can we cost down stuff as much as possible to make as much profit, and then we'll just dump the brand? You did zip chain? Okay. Is V2.5 ever going to be a thing? It's hard to say because, like, what would be V2.5? Like, the V2, there's a reason I always refer to the printer as just a V2 instead of like, oh, it's a 2.4 R2, 3, beta, delta, whatever. It's a V2. And it's been iterated upon and built upon over the years. So, like, a V2.4 from today is completely different from a V2.4 from 4 years ago. Now, you could build the exact same V2, but you could build it with Galileo Z. You can build it with a Jabberwocky toolhead. You can build it with a stealth changer. It's kind of... The reason you don't see a V2.5 is because the ecosystem has kind of branched out. So now it's just a V2 with a lot of options. So what would be a V2.5? Like, you could already build a V2 that uses no stock V2 parts, I think, other than like the frame. Like, I'm pretty sure you could build a V2 right now that uses no official V2 parts in it. So then what is a V2.5? What would you want to see in a V2. What would be a V2.5? Like all a V2.5 would be kind of like just standardizing on some options that already exist. So how upgradable is that V2? Pretty upgradable. I mean, like, this is a V2 that we built 4 years ago. We gave it a touchscreen. We got a tool head with a cutter in it. We've done some mods to the Z. We got a completely new tool head on it. It's umbilical. Oh, and it has a multi-material system on it. How many 3D printers that came out 4 or 5 years ago have this much support still? Right? A Prusa? Yeah, a Prusa. But a Prusa is a commercial machine. How do you like the Vivid? Well, I haven't used my box turtle yet. The plan is I'm going to do a bunch of printing on this, do a bunch of testing, and then I'll swap it out with the box turtle, and then we can do some A/B comparison. But I mean, like, at the end of the day, in a perfect world, you shouldn't really notice too much of a difference between them because they both do the same thing. All they do is just automate loading and unloading. So like, oh, how well does the cutting do? How well is the print quality? That's all going to depend on the printer itself. That has nothing to do with this. All this does is swap. I mean, the Gundam does Gundam stuff. The VVD does just filament swapping. So in a perfect world, this would work as good as the box turtle, and the box turtle works as good as the VVD. This one, you just buy it, you plug it in, and you do some firmware shenanigans. The box turtle you have to build. But the box turtle allows you to build it in some different ways. So like, you know, if you had a big dedicated machine like a, you know, a Venture XL, for example, you could build a box turtle that is just 2 units designed to handle 3 kilogram spools because you just use it for filament rollover. The VVD, you get what you get. So it depends what you want it to do and how you want it to do it. The box turtle gives you more options on how you build it out. But if you're just looking for something to handle, you know, 4 color filament swapping and you don't want to build anything, well, this, you just buy it and you throw it on your printer and off you go. As long as your printer supports a filament cutter on the tool head and you have the ability to upgrade and modify your firmware, so you're running Clipper basically, you can put this on pretty easily. Like, we found out the new manual and the new setup for the VVD, we had it up and running within 2 hours and it worked pretty good. So the only problem I'm having now is stuff that is printer related because we got this big old pile of poop we got to deal with. How tall is the VVD with the door open? I don't have a tape measure, I guess. Here. I'm going to give you it in Yankee Doodle units. So the VVD with the door open is like 15.5 inches tall. So you need 15.5 inches of clearance above the printer if you want to put a VVD on top of it and have it open all the way. Yeah, with the swing, yeah, about 15.5 inches of clearance. Oh my God, post-install M3 T-nuts for 1515 extrusions. So nice. Like, you gotta be careful because they are a little loose, so I can see like lining them up would be a problem. But compared to, oh no, I forgot to put a hex in. I better take apart the frame. So much nicer. Or you could just cheat and drill a hole. I've done that. I have a V0 where I cheated and drilled holes in the frame so I can install nuts after the fact. If I want to add a CAN bus device and not have to worry about terminating resistor, I should leave the resistor set on my tool head. With CAN bus, I think the tool head, unless you're daisy chaining something else in, you need to put the you need that resistor. Because as far as I'm aware with CAN bus, you need the resistor on each end of the link. So you can have as many things in between, but it has to start and end with the resistor, if I remember correctly. I mean, I think it's usually just the jumper anyway, so just put the jumper on the tool head and move on with your life, I think. Usually when I've only ever done CAN bus with like 2 things, and every time I've done that, I've had to put the resistor on both ends. So. Yeah, it needs at each end. So if you had like, if you had MCU board, and then another board, and then the toolhead board and the MCU board would need the resistor, and the one in the between doesn't. So if you were doing like, if you're using CAN bus for like a stealth changer, for example, you would go MCU with the resistor, because say you're using like an Octopus Plus or a board that has a built-in CAN bus. So you got the resistor there, and then it goes to one tool head, and then it goes to another tool head, then another tool head, and then another tool head, and then on the last tool head, then you would have the resistor, I think. I've never done that. I've never done CAN bus with more than 2 things, to be honest. And the stealth changer that we are building uses USB, so. Good old USB. I have 4 devices on the Phoenix, yeah. 4. Oh, MCU booster and both tool heads, right? Or multiple boosters? I need to get a booster on the Venture XL still. I was waiting on the Big Tree Tech one because I was hoping to use like an off-the-shelf one, but I don't know what the state of those are. Two tool heads, two boosters. Okay. I found an interesting project on PCBWay for Pico-based fan aux. And yeah, there's been a few breakout boards like that designed over the years for like Warons and Clipper and whatnot. Because that's a cool thing with Clipper. You can just plug in USB shit and move on. Like you can, it's so easy to add like extra devices. You just need basically USB and like a controller and boom. So I have the Manta SB2209 and the AFC Lite. I have 1.1 Manta, which can 2 ports. So resistor. I think so. I mean, it's not going to break if you do it wrong. So like put the jumper on each end and try it. And if you're having issues, you may have to fiddle around, but like read the manual. Most of the time the manual is like, yeah, you need a jumper on each end. You got to terminate the end of the link, essentially. You got to put the resistor so the CAN bus knows it's at the end. So. Reading from Edmonton. Oh, hey, how's it going up there, eh? How's the weather? I bet it's cold, eh? I've been to Edmonton once. It was in the summer. The sun didn't set till 11. It was weird. This is good. We're actually going to finish up at pretty reasonable time for this. Just -24. Okay. Am I liking the industry blue? I like it. I like the nice darkness of it. It should contrast pretty good with the pink. So And it'll make a good balance because this will be darker than the frame, and then the frame is darker than the paint. So it should be a pretty good contrast. Oops, shoot. Understand why they have the massive mall. Yeah, they have the mall because there's nothing else to do up there in the winter other than freeze. That mall is huge too. There we go. I love post-install M3T nuts. Dark teal as the accent. Ooh, that'll be nice. Okay, so that is the frame and the rails installed. There we go. And then I think that's the bed. Yeah, that's the bed. We can put the bed on, I guess. Might as well. Is there spacing? Did they give us dimensions for spacing on that? There we go. The two spare extrusions are for the bed, because the manual shows the bed using these corner joints, whereas the kit just comes with blind joints. So you just have longer extrusions that just sit on top flat. So they're not a mystery. They're exactly what they are. Then we need M36s. With a video from the U.S. Supreme Court ruling the authority to impose tariffs on anyone. Oh, that's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. I wonder, because now they technically have to refund everyone, don't they? That is going to be interesting. If the Trump tariffs are illegal. I mean, they've always been illegal. He doesn't have the authority to impose tariffs. That's Congress. He just kind of did it, and unfortunately right now, if he does it and nobody stops him, he gets away with it, and he can't get away with it, so they're gonna have to refund everyone. Oh, that's gonna cost you a lot of money. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of refund. And the shitty thing is, it's not gonna go to you. It's gonna go to Walmart. It's gonna go to all the companies that paid the tariffs, and then you just got passed on the duties. So you paid for everything being overpriced, but you didn't technically pay the tariffs. The companies paid the tariffs. So 6-3 decision. Wow, that's surprising. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. Oh, he's gonna be big. Dang it, he's gonna threaten to invade my country again. Is he gonna threaten to invade my country again? He's gonna threaten to invade my country again. Can we go 1 week without him threatening to invade Canada? Prices never go down. When was the last time you saw prices go down on anything? Let's be honest here. Let me be clear. Prices never go down. Jesse filament just went up. Oh, that sucks. Okay, 82.5. Let me get my... It's a rant. Yeah. Just pull up the Whitest Kids You Know sketch where they talk about the moon base. And it is hilarious because their Twitter account posts that every time something comes up. Like, I would pull it up, but I if we were on Twitch, I'd pull it up and watch it. I don't think we can watch it on YouTube without getting struck. Wait, Moonbase? Bears? Wait a minute. We're invading Iran, aren't we? Ah, you got me. Okay. So here's a fun little trick. If you got to space something out, get your vernier and lock it to the distance, and then just use that as your reference for yeah, because now it's locked for 82.5, and you got your, like, it's not perfect, but it's close enough for the work you're doing. There we go. And then the middle should be 85. 84.5 millimeters. I'm okay with being half a millimeter off. Sure, that won't matter for the bed. There's enough clearance. There we go. So behold, cube. So that is our Micron frame put together. Did I accidentally throw out the little baggie? I did. Lose these. Oh yeah, it definitely gets you close enough, especially for like, with 3D printers, you very rarely have to be like, within half a mil is usually good enough. Like, we're not, like, even when we did mold making, if we're in a couple thou, we're good. Like, a couple thou, good enough. Okay, I think that is about as far as we're gonna get today. We got 4 minutes left, and then we're gonna do the giveaway. We will continue with this tomorrow. We will continue with this build tomorrow, by the way, because I'm trying to stop having multiple builds going on at the same time. So we're just gonna power through this, or at least get it to a point where I don't have boxes everywhere. So we'll carry on with this tomorrow. Don't forget, next Friday is the monthly community checkup stream. So the last Friday of every month, we do a stream where it's basically a printed chill stream, but we feature stuff the community has been working on. So in the Discord, there's a channel called Look What I Printed. So if you've printed anything cool in the last month or are working on anything cool, tangibly 3D printed related, go check it out. Post something in this channel, because the more stuff you guys post in here, the more we get to look at and talk about on next week's stream. So that's next Friday. Also next week, either Wednesday or Thursday will be a channel member stream. So if you're a channel member or Patreon supporter, it's a members only stream. So members of the Only Benchy Yacht Club, that will be next week. Oh yeah, anything you post in there, obviously it's got to be safe for work. It's got to be YouTube clean. Like it's live on YouTube, so you got to be somewhat careful. Call this morning's decision by the Supreme Court that struck down his tariffs a disgrace while hosting a breakfast for governors at the White House. Two people familiar with the remarks told CNN. Another person familiar with the remarks said Trump became enraged at the breakfast and started attacking the court, at one point saying, "These fucking courts," telling governors what. Oh man, baby at the helm. Baby at the helm. Better watch his heart. I know the cholesterol. More importantly though. Oh wait, shit, this is the Olympics. I can't show that. Shit. I can't show any Olympic stuff. The Olympics will ban hammer this stream from orbit. So we're off to the gold. Yay. So at least we're getting a medal, and at least we're getting medals. Like, here's the thing. If you get the gold, if you go off to the finals, no matter what, you're getting a medal. So. Also, this is official. This is from our Prime Minister. If our Prime Minister can share it, I can share it. Yeah, the IOC don't mess around. What was it? Last Olympics, a couple Twitch streamers showed a couple clips and they got, like, nuked from orbit. The game was, you know what though? I'd rather the game close. It is much better to win a hard-fought game than to like raffle stomp somebody, right? He never touched the stone. Well, one solid cube. He didn't touch the fucking stone. Did I see the offsite? Well, I've been streaming, so I haven't. It should be close. Yeah. It's like, what do they say? The happiest Olympic winners are those that win bronze. Because like, if you win silver, you're like, shit, I was this close to getting a gold. If you win gold, you're happy, but you had to fight for it. If you get bronze, it's like, heck yeah, I got something. Because it's like, if you win fourth, nobody cares about who comes in fourth. But if you win bronze, you're like, oh shit, I made it. I'm in. I got it. It's like people who win bronze at the Olympics are overall the happiest winners of Olympic medals or something like that. Better to winning gameplay than, yeah, penalty. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Winning in a shootout is only cool in movies, or if you're the winning team. Losing in a shootout sucks. Okay, so let's do this giveaway. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, you will have another chance tomorrow on the tomorrow stream. So published, no more responses, link to sheet, create. This is going to be a fun build. The Micron's going to be a fun build. It's been a while since we built a nice little, a good old fashioned printer. File save. Okay, load up marbles. A team got raffle stomp. Yeah, I'm a firm believer every Olympic sport should start with a random person doing the event. Like, I would love to see, like, just like for the reference, you should have a normal person. Like, not even a normal, just get like somebody who's like kind of okay at it, like your average high school athlete or college level athlete. Like, just get a normal person who's in relatively good shape, but like not an athlete, like somebody who works like a normal job, right? Get somebody who play, like get like a pickup hockey team, right? You know the group of guys that play after like Fridays after work. Get like a group of those guys and have them go play against Olympic athletes. Every sport should have a baseline where it's like, oh, you know, a 400-meter dash. Oh yeah, they run fast, but how fast is that compared to like a normal person, right? How fast can an average person go down that hill on a luge, right? It'd be interesting to see, like, especially sports like luge, where you're just driving, or bobsled, where it's like, okay, yeah, you have that initial run, but after that, you're just driving. How good could your average person drive a bobsled? Like, are we talking like 20 seconds slower, 5 seconds slower? It would be nice to know. So every Olympic sport, the first run should just be an average person doing it, just so we have a baseline. 248. Timu, if it's Drew Badley, if it's that like same shitty printer that all the YouTubers do a video on, don't bother. If it's like a $65 printer, it's got like no part fan or anything like that, and just like an unheated bed, don't bother. Okay, how this works is if you win, you get a free hat. Or correction, if you win, you get a free spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and you win, you get a free hat. Who is this one right here? Who is that? Bernard Lowling. You need more letters in your name. Bern Lowling. If you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament from Polymaker. Good luck. Wait, which? Oh, it's a race. Oh, it's a race. And it is really dark. I can't see. So if you're wondering, just as always, we go by whatever the, at the top right, we go by whatever the rankings are. Every now and then a game bugs out where it looks like somebody comes in first, but we always default to whatever the leaderboard says for the winners. And I think this is one of the maps that happened before, so I'm just reminding you now. Da Vinci! Go, Da Vinci! Don't let Michael shoot you out of a catapult, Da Vinci. Did everyone watch their annual Michael Reeves video? Did anyone watch the annual Michael Reeves video? It was a good video. Honestly, I think half the reason his videos do that good is the editing. Oh, Da Vinci! Come on, Da Vinci! Oh, no. Oh, you lost your momentum. Now Trainwrecker is in the lead. Did you fail? Trainwrecker failed. How did you fail that? I think he hit the... You have to go through it, and I think he hit the circle. I think he hit the circle. Oh no. You bipped it, Trainwrecker. Mad Menno won. Mad Menno. Yeah, this is why I remind you. This is why I reminded you guys. This is one of those maps where it can look like you win, but you didn't. You have to... He bumped off the stupid ring. So Mad Menno, congratulations, Mad Menno. Let me find you here. Mad Menno, there you are. So you will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Golf claps in chat. Let's get some golf claps in chat. Okay. Freaking fat. Oh, this is another thing. I might accept this. Normally, I don't take offers from companies who want to send me stuff that are like not 3D printing related, because they're not 3D printing related, and that, like, I'm not going to do a video where I review like a Roomba, that kind of stuff, right? But a company reached out to me, and they want to send me. Let me pull it up here. Let me pull it up here. And if I think you guys might be interested in, we'll faff around with it. But they want to send me a Zima board. What's it called? Zima board 2. It's this thing. It's like a little compact, I think it's a Celeron N150, Intel N150 processor. And like, yeah, I can make a video on it, like putting Clipper on it or something. But I'm trying to think of like what would be a cool. So it's an N150. So it's like it's a low power Intel, but it's got like a PCI expansion slot and SATA, so you can build like a NAS with it really easily. But I'm just trying to think of like some projects that you could use with it. Like you can even hook a GPU up to it if you wanted to. So people, I've seen like videos, a lot of people use them for like you can use it for AI. The problem is it's like finding a GPU that you could plug into it that wouldn't suck up all the power. Home Assistant, yeah. So I don't know. I might reply to them and be like, yeah, you know what? I'll take a look at it. But I gotta figure out a way to make a fun video that you guys would actually enjoy. That's the problem. So, I mean, we could just put Clipper on it and use it to run a printer, right? That's always the easy solution. Oh, hey, we'll just put Clipper on it. A Plex server. The thing is, I already have a full Unraid server, but it would be cool to do like a little standalone, like little mobile thing. So yeah, it would be absolutely overkill for, like, if you're gonna use it for Clipper, honestly, a good way to do it would be to put like a USB expansion board on it and run multiple Clipper instances. So use it to control multiple printers would be a cool way to do it. Yeah, Unraid, yeah. I have Plex on my Unraid server already. Like, I have my Unraid server running Plex already. The thing is, the only reason I've never done multiple printers on one controller is simply the fact that I move my printers around, and it would be really annoying if it's like, okay, now these 3 printers have to be within USB cable of each other all the time. Like, that would be annoying, because it's like, you know, I just moved this printer from there to there. If these two were on the same SoC, it'd be kind of annoying to do stuff like that. So, would it run the Astromech? I could. I've been sanding the Astromech. I gotta, maybe on the member stream we'll do some more working on that. But anyways, we're gonna call it there. I gotta go pick up the little guy from school. So, shout out to LDO Motors for providing the kit for this build series. If you are interested in building a Micron Plus for yourself, you can purchase a kit wherever fine LDO products are sold. So check them out. Also, shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we give away this stream and every stream. Both those companies, again, they materially sponsor the stream, but not financially. YouTube disclosure there. And then for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Taylor Canuck Creator. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night. I forgot that doesn't work. That doesn't work. I'll fix that